Hi Paula, my name's Shanna. This is my second video to do for you. Video today. This is a recipe that I just kind of dreamed up last night because I realized it was the dessert week and I had a really good recipe for the appetizer week. But being that I missed that, I'm sort of taking that recipe and altering it and adding some ingredients into it from other types of recipes that I enjoy that I feel will maybe complement each other. So it's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Kind of exciting. So to introduce myself, and we're getting ready to start making our first ingredient. I call it a 7-minute frosting. I believe that's what it is known as. I really call it an angel frosting because it's so heavenly. It's white and fluffy, and to me it sort of reminds me of a marshmallow cream. And it's kind of like making a meringue, but you actually have to cook it. So I've got my water boiling back here, and I don't have a double boiler, so I'm one that really likes to improvise and, hey, whatever it takes. That's my angle on everything. So if there's a will, there's a way. And this always works for me. My big metal bowl, and you want to place it on top of your double boiler, and you want to make sure that the water isn't touching the bowl. I think that will probably overcook. So we're going to add our ingredients into this bowl before I put it on there. And let me show you what I'm going to do there. It's going to take first we're going to do sugar. I'm going to drop that in the bowl. My sugar's sticking. I want it all in there too. Okay. Then you're going to take 1/4 cup of cream of tartar and salt. And I've actually combined those in my little olive pit bowl. I think these little olive pit bowls are so cute. And I love olives too, so we do use them for that use as well. Then you're going to take 1/3 cup of water. This right here is really special to me. This was my grandmother's measuring cup. She's even lost the handle. I'm sort of an old soul, and I love to collect anything from the past, and especially if it came from a family member. So there's my 1/3 cup of water, and then you're going to add 2 teaspoons of light corn syrup. Again, I'm using my little grandmother's measuring cups, and they're made out of metal. Aren't they just precious? So I'm going to try to get all of that in there that I can. Yes, my hands are clean. It's a light corn syrup that you add into the mixture. And then 2 egg whites. And here's another one of her bowls. One important thing about this recipe right here is you do not want to get even a drop of egg yolk in there. I'm sure that if any of you ladies have made a meringue before, you know what will happen. It will not fluff or rise. It will just be a mess. And you have to start all over. And I have had to do that before. Unfortunately, I had to do it over before was the next ingredients is a teaspoon of vanilla. And I accidentally added that in before the 7-minute time. You actually do that after. And it didn't rise, it wouldn't work. So, but I actually add a little extra touch to mine. I put some cotton candy extract. I said in the other video before, I am a candle maker of 12 years. I own the Candle Cottage in Nederland, Texas, and some of my fragrant companies that we order our drums of oils from, they also manufacture flavors. So I've actually ordered flavors from them in the past, and every holiday I make saltwater taffy and unusual flavors, gingerbread, eggnog, and cotton candy has been one of my favorites, and I always tend to go to that one and use it in like my icings and things. I think it's going to work good with this recipe too. Now I'm going to add this over to the double boiler. If y'all just follow me this way. Okay. Now it's time to look at the clock. It's 2:54. So we're going to go 7 minutes, and I'm going to try to keep my eye on the clock there. Okay, Paula. So I've beat the 7-minute icing for 7 minutes, and now I've removed it from the boiling water. I'm actually going to leave my water boiling for a minute and place my knife in there because I can probably turn that off. I'm going to heat the knife so that I can cut my bunny's little head off because he's going to be so cute whenever I finish. Now I'm going to add my cotton candy extract, and I did put a little bit of Mexican vanilla into it. Now you're supposed to beat this for 2 more minutes until, and as you see this right here, it has stiff peaks. This is the consistency after 7 minutes of mixing on high speed. Now I'm going to mix it again off the heat for 2 more minutes until swirls kind of form. And I can smell the cotton candy. Alrighty. Now we're good to go. Let me just take a little taste. The next thing I'm going to do is get our cream cheese mixed well in the blender. I've decided for this, I believe today, to go ahead and use the 1/3 less fat. I do use the fat-free cream cheese a lot. Unless I'm making a cheese ball, I use the regular cream cheese because it absolutely will not congeal and form into a hard ball. It's just going to mix this up and get it real good and creamy. Start out a little slow because I just splashed milk everywhere. Here's my kitchen angel. I don't know if you've noticed that I have a fascination for angels. Part of the steps involved, I'm going to take some butter, and what to do for y'all one day. But I'm going to take about 4 tablespoons of yummy butter. This particular one is unsalted. Let me see here. And I'm going to put it in my pan. Get the gas on here. And I'm going to caramelize this butter. And what you do is you let it, I'm sure you've done this, Paula, I know. You want to let your butter get just a little brown, and no longer, because you actually can burn the butter. Also I normally use walnuts in my boudin bread recipe, but I'm altering this whole thing today anyway. Rather than using marshmallows, I'm using the 7-minute Heavenly Angel frosting as my marshmallow cream. So I've made my own marshmallow cream rather than buying it in a jar, because I want everything to be homemade and fresh. So I'm going to break up my little pecans. I would have used walnuts, but I don't have any today other than these, and I don't want to really take the time to peel those. Okay, I've really turned my fire off for just a second because it's browning rather quickly. I want to add my pecans to this to toast them just a little bit. 2/4 cup of brown sugar. I'm going to dump that in here. And we're going to cook it not too long because I don't want it to get hard like a candy. Just want like a soft sort of crumb mixture. I'm going to go ahead and blend all this with a scraper. So I'm going to basically fold in the marshmallow cream frosting, appearance of leaves. Take my knife and I'm going to score leaf lines into the puff pastry to really give them a leaf effect. Hey Paula, so here is the Philadelphia cream cheese s'more marshmallow tart that we're getting ready to put in the oven. Paula, I love to cook. It just comes natural to me. I love to be creative and entertain, and I'm a people person. You can see the chocolate that's melted throughout the middle. Delicious.